Welcome back to Morning Joe. Here with us now, Republican representative from Arizona and member of the House Energy and Commerce Committee, Congressman John Shadegg.
4 blackberries this guy carries around.
I know.
4 blackberries.
Man with multiple blackberries.
Joe, you probably have 5 or 6.
Yeah, well, my people do, yes.
Your people do.
My people. I don't carry them around myself.
They carry them for you.
Precisely.
Good.
Yes.
Precisely.
Also with us, Lawrence O'Donnell. Look at you.
Lawrence, it's great to have you here, and I want you to know we're
with you.
Man, you're a member of our family.
Well, that's what I love about the show. It has that morning breakfast table feel of the family. You know, and I personally, I never see the show when I'm not on because I'm in LA. It's the wrong time zone.
We know that.
What I like about it, though, is you can say things on this show sometimes where next day, a week later, someone might bring it up. And what I know is, you guys got me covered. You're gonna accurately represent and defend whatever it is. But that's what I love about the show. You don't have to be on every day to have yourself accurately presented here.
No, we're here for you.
Good. Okay, moving on.
Yeah, it is a good feeling. Did you see that Chris Buckley interview yesterday?
I didn't.
They called you crazy SOB?
Oh.
We defended you.
Yeah.
We did.
All over it.
I didn't see
And when you call Pat Buchanan a liar and say that he's the worst, we're
We were there for you.
We defend you.
That's what I'm counting on.
We're like, you know what? He ain't heavy.
Right.
He's my brother.
Right. Crazy.
If I'm leaning at all, I'm leaning with sadness.
You're leaning with Lawrence.
Yeah.
All right.
We have a congressman on the show, right?
We do. And we've got his back, too. By the way, people say nasty things about House Republicans, and we always bring up John Shadegg and say he called it right on target.
He's one of the best and brightest on Capitol Hill.
Well, I wouldn't call him that.
Yes,
Let's not get excited.
He's brilliant.
Hey,
I thought
John,
you did in your book, Joe.
What's that, buddy?
I thought you did in your book.
Oh, okay, I did. I say great things
The
about you in my
last best
book.
hope.
Oh, just stop.
What?
You're
I'm
a
shamelessly
billboard.
promoting.
All right, stop it. Take it down.
Should I wear
John,
a sandwich board?
No, yeah, get a sandwich board. That'd be great. So John, what do you think about the president deciding to release, not release these photos? Do you salute the president for doing the right thing, in your opinion?
Well, I think it's better to change a bad decision and make a good one than to stick with a bad one. Unfortunately, there are consequences of having initially made a bad decision, and those consequences are going to flow from this. I think it makes his claim that the pictures aren't very damaging less credible, and I don't think there was new evidence to make it clear that this was a bad idea from the get-go.
Well, why do you think he changed his mind?
Well, I think he thought through the consequences. Certainly it appears he was told by our intelligence officials and our military officials that the consequences would be severe, and I think he probably understood that this controversy could get in the way of his agenda, and he's very much about accomplishing his agenda. I applaud him for being dedicated to that task.
Hey, let me ask you this. I applaud him for the decision he made. Let me ask you, John, who's the leader of the Republican Party right now?
Well, I'm not sure that there is a clear leader of the Republican Party right now. I certainly think there are a number of people vying for that position. Just today, our former colleague from South Carolina, the governor, Mark Sanford, is going to step forward and do some leading. I think we're in the process to sort out who the leader of the Republican Party is.
Is the Republican Party big enough to hold Dick Cheney and Colin Powell?
Absolutely. No question about it.
Hey, John, why the hell do we have people coming on this show that say that the Republican Party that was big enough to hold Dick Cheney and Colin Powell and the Reagan administration and in the Bush 41 administration is no longer big enough to do that? What is wrong with these people that want to make our party smaller?
Well, if they are not of the party, they're trying to damage it and point out the disputes within the party. If they're within the party, they aren't really thinking through the Republican philosophy, its basic precepts, which are shared both by Dick Cheney and by lots of others, including Colin Powell.
Would you agree with me, John, that while you and I disagree with Colin Powell on domestic issues, bigger government, more taxes, on foreign policy, Colin Powell got it right. Cap Weinberger got it right. If we had followed Colin Powell over the past 8 years, we would probably be in better shape on foreign policy because he has the conservative foreign policy approach that you and I always talked about in the 1990s.
I think that's exactly right, and his foreign policy approach was thought out. It wasn't ad hoc. I think we're seeing many ad hoc decisions by the current administration, by the president, where he doesn't think things through and plan them out in advance, and you get things like this reversal over the release of these photos. That makes it difficult for us to be credible.
And to be fair, the last administration, too, where President Bush promised the end of tyranny across the globe in his second inaugural address.
Well, I was not a fan of the former Secretary of Defense. I think Mr. Rumsfeld got it wrong and had it wrong for a long time, and nobody questioned him.
Yep.
And on the issue of
Is he not great? Seriously, is he not great?
Fabulous.
No, I'm serious.
Why
don't more Republicans talk like John Shadegg?
I agree. I agree. I remember when we were on a panel with him, and I thought, now this is what we're talking about here.
Well, except for the 4 blackberries.
Well, that kind of freaked me out. It was, and he was sort of showing them off.
Very nervous.
Weird. All right. The one thing though about Colin Powell and kicking people out, you're out or in of the Republican Party. We've talked about this on our radio show, and we've gotten quite a reaction, a visceral one, from listeners.
I get hammered. You know, Lawrence O'Donnell. People call up and say, Colin Powell, he needs to get out. I don't understand why we have to kick people out of the Republican Party if we disagree with them.
And these are people who haven't even heard of Dick Reardon, who used to be the Republican mayor of Los Angeles very recently, who's very much to the left of Colin Powell. But look, this party has some very strict notions about what it wants to do in government. Like, for example, Congressman Shadegg, you have on the Energy and Commerce Committee Henry Waxman trying to ram through the global warming bill, the cap and trade bill. Are you guys going to unify on your side of that committee as the party of no on that one?
Well, I don't think we are the party of no. I don't think we've ever been the party of no. There will be a Republican alternative, but Republicans have put forth positive ideas that would address this solution. I put forth a strategy that says we ought to be doing those things that have 2 benefits first, rather than those that just have 1. In this case, for example, we can focus on making America's buildings much more energy efficient and our vehicles much more energy efficient, and both reduce carbon dioxide and also reduce our use of foreign oil. That's a policy that's agreed upon by Republicans. So I don't think we're the party of no. I think we're the party of positive ideas and not radical solutions. But I think it's worth noting, you talk about the Republican Party having extremes at each end. Don't tell me the Democrat Party doesn't have extremes at each end. Just yesterday, a number of Democrats rejected the Waxman-Markey proposal as not going far enough.
Right. Do you agree with Party Leader Rush Limbaugh that global warming is a fraud?
Party Leader Rush Limbaugh, I don't recall electing Rush Limbaugh party leader. I think we just had that discussion.
Do you agree with Rush on global warming?
Oh, boy.
I think global warming is an issue on which the left is trying to tell America.
Be careful. Crazy Larry might start calling you a liar, so be very careful.
No, I'm done. That's my final question. Do you agree with Rush Limbaugh on global warming?
I don't even know what Rush Limbaugh...
He thinks it's a fraud and is not happening.
I believe that the left is making it a fraud by claiming that it is proven to have been caused solely by man-made greenhouse gases when that evidence isn't in, and by rushing to solutions that aren't yet justified. Now, you can decide whether that's Rush Limbaugh's position. I don't actually
Pretty much that's Rush Limbaugh's position,
Rush
yes.
Limbaugh
Congratulations, you got it right.
Rush Limbaugh is a television personality. I don't think he's chairman of the Republican Party last I looked.
Hey, is there anybody you like in 2012 on the Republican side?
Well, I like a lot of people in 2012 on the Republican side. I probably have to go with Mark Sanford first. I think Mark has proven that he is young, energetic, has new ideas, and is a fresh face of the Republican Party.
I like Mark an awful lot. What about Sarah Palin? Do you think, would you want Sarah Palin to lead the Republican Party in 2012?
I think Sarah Palin has to step forward on the national stage much more than she has so far, and we have to look at that issue.
Are there any women, other women, that you think?
Boy, I'd love to find some more women. I'd love to see the Republican Party nominate a woman.
Really.
I wanted the Republican Party to nominate a woman last time.
Yeah. Lawrence O'Donnell just made a sexist joke.
No, it's not sexist.
So we're going to separate you.
John would like to find more women. I would like to find more women.
You know, I'm so sorry, John Shadegg.
I'm way down with women.
You never know which direction this crazy's going to go.
I know.
I'm in favor of more women.
Marsha Blackburn is a possibility. Sue Myrick.
There you go. All right. John Shadegg, have I ever told you that you're the wind beneath my wings?
Oh, God, I'm uncomfortable.
Thank you for being with us.
Too deep.
Yeah, good to see you.